Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make foaming body butter bars. If you've ever used or made a lotion bar or a body butter bar, this is very similar, except that you take it into the shower and you use it to cleanse and moisturize your skin. We are using one special ingredient in this formula that is an oil-soluble surfactant system that changes this body butter into a luxurious skin conditioner with a low foaming, exceptionally luxurious lather. In this video today, I'm going to be going over my full visual step-by-step process and tutorial of how to make these foaming body butter bars. And if you would like the full written recipe plus a step-by-step detailed tutorial with percentages, amounts, everything you need to make these bars, please head over to my Patreon page. I'll link my page in the description box below for you. We are coming up on the 7-year anniversary since I launched the campaign. At the end of this month, it will be 7 years of weekly formulas and tutorials, all in the hair care, skin care, soap making, candle making, and household cleaning product areas. There really are hundreds of formulas for you to take a look at and take advantage of. At just the $7 level, you have access to everything I've ever published. So it's a really great deal. It's a great way to access resources, connect with other makers. It's a great way to connect with me as well. So I hope you'll click that link and come on over. It's a wonderful way to help support this YouTube channel and to help me to continue to do what I do best, which is bring you my weekly formulas and tutorials. All right, everyone, let's get started. All right, so like I said in the intro, this is a very easy formula to put together. Everything goes in the same container, melt everything down, and then you pour it. Very easy, simple process, but the end result is luxurious and high-end. Your friends, family, and customers will really like this formula as well, this finished product. So we're gonna start off by weighing off the ingredient that I was hinting at in the intro, and that is this. This is Lumorol K5229. It is a very unique ingredient. It is a blend of surfactants. Again, that's the cleansing agent, the agents in your formulas that are responsible for cleansing and making a foaming lather. So that's what this is. It's a liquid surfactant blend. However, it's waterless. So this is completely soluble in oil. So it's a very unique product. Usually when you want to make a foaming cleansing body wash or shower gel type formula, there's water involved in it, and if you want to add in lots of skin loving oils, that's a very tricky thing to do without lots of emulsifiers and things like that, which then make your products cloudy. With this product, like you guys saw in my foaming cleansing oil video, I'll link to it here as well for you. You can make totally clear liquid like body wash formulas that are totally oil based, waterless formulas. So it's just a totally unique, really nice ingredient. No need to add any solubilizers or emulsifiers if you're making something liquid. And you've also seen me use this in solid formulas like we're going to make today, including facial balms and other applications. So this formula is going to be going over into, I have a Lumorol K collection over on Patreon. This formula is going to be added to that as well. So if you go over there, you'll see I have a little collection of formulas that you can use this ingredient with, which is absolutely amazing. So we're going to start by weighing this off. Again, it can be used in all sorts of applications, both liquid and solid. I asked over on my campaign, I asked everybody over there, sometimes I just ask questions or take a poll to gauge what people on the campaign want to see. And I was asking friends over there if they wanted to see another formula with Lumorol or this type of formula, a foaming body butter. And yes, everybody wanted to see it, but I did get a few comments from people saying that the smell of this particular product is very strong, and when they've used it in the past, adding essential oils or fragrance oils didn't really eliminate or cover up the smell of the surfactant. I have not personally had that problem, but when they said that, I did decide to go ahead and give mine a little smell. I've never been super aware of what this product smells like, but it has a very kind of strong soapy detergenty smell to it. I'm going to tell you what I do to kind of, or what I've maybe accidentally done, but what I've come to see works in this as far as fragrance. The next ingredient we're going to add in is some Kokum Butter. So you guys don't see me use this one very often. I've used it in shampoo bars and maybe some other lotions. However, this is a hard butter that's going to give our foaming body butters structure and hardness and thickness. It's also a really good high quality butter to use in formulas like this because it's got a high melt point, which makes it very stable, and it's non-comedogenic. It's not going to clog your pores. It's not greasy. It's suitable for acne prone skin, and it's anti-inflammatory. So it's a beautiful one to use. I actually really like the way it makes my finished products feel. So I need to find other ways to incorporate Kokum butter more often. It's just a gorgeous butter to use. Its hardness is a lot like cocoa butter, but the finish is, I would say, smoother and shinier than cocoa butter. And it's not as brittle as cocoa butter can sometimes be, but it is kind of brittle. Like, it's hard and brittle, but once it gets melted down, it's gorgeous. Like I said, it's not as like opaque looking as cocoa butter. If you've never experimented with it, you should give this one a try. And I like this one for this formula because it leaves your skin feeling moisturized without any greasy feel. Well, and also the combination of the Lumorol K is going to help this rinse off beautifully from the skin without having to use any emulsifier, any additional emulsifiers. Kokum butter is also very emollient feeling. So next we're going to add in our liquid oils or the other emollients in this formula. And the first one we're going to add in is some sweet almond oil. Sweet almond oil is a very beautiful lightweight carrier oil that can be used in all sorts of lotions, butters. Again, it's not super heavy or greasy, and it's got a nice emolliency to it. You could also swap this out for any other light carrier oil that you like. Okay. The next liquid oil we're going to add in is jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is absolutely gorgeous and luxurious. I love jojoba oil for all kinds of applications, especially facial care. It has a really nice kind of protective quality to it without feeling greasy. It's very much like our own skin. So we're going to add in our jojoba oil. Again, you could swap this out for any other lightweight oil of your choosing. Just know that your finished bar will be a little bit different if you swap it out. Each oil brings its own properties. Okay. Next, we're going to add in some rice bran wax. This is a hardening agent, and it's going to thicken up the product. It's also going to give it a nice kind of translucent look to the finished product. You could swap this out for another wax, but full disclosure here, you'll have to play around with your amounts if you decide to swap out. Each wax has a different texture, and some waxes are a lot softer than others, some are a lot harder. So this one is not as hard as beeswax or candelilla wax, but it is not as soft as, say, some soy waxes out there on the market. I find this one to be perfect for this product. It has a nice like melt point to it when you're in the shower or it hits your warm skin. So I like this one, and it doesn't drag. Sometimes beeswax can drag. This is going to keep it plant-based as well, rice bran wax, and it's inexpensive. So we're going to add this in. So that's going to be it for this heated phase. When we take it off the heat, we're going to add in a preservative and some fragrance. So I'll bring you back when this is all melted down. While that's melting down, we're going to weigh off the cool down ingredients, and that includes, again, our preservative and our fragrance. For the preservative today, we're going to be using some Optiphen 176. Now, it's important you use one that can be added in at higher temps. That's why we're using the 176. because it can be added into your formula when your formula is at 176 degrees Fahrenheit or below. Also, it's really good for oil-based products like this one that we're making today. Now, I mentioned earlier that the surfactant, the Lumorol K, has a strong kind of detergenty smell to it. And again, I've never experienced it coming through in my finished product. But I think that's because of the fragrance choice that I've used and at the rate that I'm using the fragrance. Of course, if you use something different than what I'm using today and you're following my formula, make sure you check usage rates, that it can be used at the rate that I'm using it today in this formula. So what I'm using today is Cherry Almond by Brambleberry, and it's a gorgeous fragrance, you guys. If you like cherry fragrances, if you like that combination of cherry almond, it's very good, but it's very strong. So I think when you're working with this particular surfactant, if you're worried about the smell of the surfactant coming through to your finished product, choose a fragrance that is a little bit on the stronger side. This cherry almond is a particularly strong fragrance, and actually it's all you smell in the finished product. It's a gorgeous fragrance for this formula. It really sticks very nicely. The fragrance retains very well in this formula. I'm just getting this pre-measured out because this formula likes to set up pretty quickly. So I want to make sure everything is weighed out so that when I add it in, I have time to stir it and get it poured before the bulk of the formula starts to set up. Well, maybe I'll just use my pipette here. Giving this a little bit of a stir to combine and then setting this aside. And I'll be back when the formula is melted down and we're ready to add in our cool down ingredients. All right, so this is what it looks like when it's all melted down. As you can see, it goes completely clear. You want to be careful to make sure you're warming this over gentle heat on a double boiler system or on a hot plate, and you're checking it. It can get too hot and then kind of fry your ingredients and ruin the surfactant. So we're sitting right around 190 degrees, which is, I don't want to really get any much hotter than that. I don't want to ruin my butters and my oils. So just make sure you're watching the temperature, giving it a gentle stir. Now, right now we need it to come down in temperature to below 176 degrees Fahrenheit so we don't kill off that preservative. So I'm just gently stirring and getting it down in temp, and then we'll be adding in the cool down ingredients in just a few minutes. But I also like to use this type of container, this insulated kind of double-walled container, because this formula does like to set up quickly. So if the insulation is thin on your container, it will set up against the sides of your container a lot quicker. So this is going to stay warmer for longer and not set up so quickly on the glass. Okay, so we're sitting at right below 176 degrees Fahrenheit now. I'm going to go ahead and add in the cool down ingredients and give this a good stir. So we're just pouring that in, giving this a good stir. Technically, this formula does not require the use of a preservative because there's no water in it. However, water will be introduced into this product as soon as you take it in the shower and use it on your wet skin and have the water running over it. So it's a good idea to add a preservative because oils and waters don't mix. Anytime you're adding an oil and water combination, see how it sets up very quickly on the sides of the glass here. Anytime you are using an oil and water combination, you always want to use a preservative. So if there's a chance your oil-based products or anhydrous products will be around water or introduced to water, then you definitely want a preservative. Okay, so We want to pour this in while it's still very liquid so that we're not getting that product to cling. See that? It clings to the sides. So I'm going to just give this a second to go back in there and melt down, giving it a little bit of a stir here. And then we're going to pour it into these little honey-themed cavities in this cute mold. Now, if this formula starts to set up on you after you put in your cool down ingredients and it gets too thick to pour, you can pop it back onto gentle heat. Just make sure, again, you're checking the temperature and not exceeding that 176 Fahrenheit mark. Okay, so I am using this cute kind of honeybee themed cavity mold. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby actually. So I'm just gonna pour into these and just try to get both the honeycomb and the bee. See how it's starting to set up? We may have to get this back on some heat here just to get the rest of that. See what I mean here? It's going to cling to your sides very quickly. So I'm going to warm this back up gently and I'll be right back. And that one's just going to be a smaller one. I guess it could have filled the other three a little bit more, but I kind of like it when they're not all the way up to the top. We're going to allow these to set up for several hours, or you can probably also pop them in the freezer or just let them cool at room temperature. But I'm going to show you what they look like when they're all done, as I have some from some previous batches. So this is what they look like when they're all finished. And you definitely want to give them, there's a little bit of mottling on the back of that. That's totally fine and normal. You want to give these, once you pop them out of the mold, you want to give them a few days, probably 3 to 5 days to completely harden and set up before using them. I'm going to show you what these look like. I'm going to give you a little bit of a demonstration, a use demonstration. But these are so cute, aren't they? Be right back for a use demo. All right, so you're just going to use this essentially like you would use a bar of soap. So you want to wet your skin down a little bit. And I just absolutely am loving this formula. It's also pretty good for shaving. It doesn't have quite the cushion that like a shaving bar or shaving cream has, but it's got pretty good conditioning foaming lather. So you can just work up a lather like this. Now you're not going to see lots of bubbles with this, obviously, because the oil in here and the butters are going to inhibit a big lather, but it's a low foaming gentle lather. See that? And you're getting all the moisturizing properties that you would get from a lotion bar or a body butter bar. But you can see we've got a low foaming gentle cleansing lather, and it smells so good. Just super luxurious. See the lather on the bar as well? Yep, just lovely. And the smell, I would say the fragrance of this bar, if you're using this fragrance oil that I'm using, it does linger. So that's how you use, and then you just use it like you would use bar soap, and then rinse it off. It rinses cleanly away, leaving you with really silky smooth skin. This would be a good one to use like also after exfoliation, but it's just gorgeous. All right, everyone, that's how you make a beautiful foaming body butter. I hope you really liked this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Please remember to leave me some comments and questions below. That really means a lot to me. Share this video with a friend, and why not subscribe to my channel? All right, everyone, catch you on the next video. Bye, keep shining.